My name is Ato Kwamena Sagoe, a mental health nurse, a substance use and addiction specialist. I'm Ghanaian and I've been working with Hermanas Hospitalarias in Liberia since March 2019 as program coordinator, and my principal responsibility is to take charge of all activities of this project. I've always wanted to become a professional footballer. By the way, I'm an ardent supporter of Liverpool Football Club. After my high school studies, the only available options to enroll in tertiary education in Ghana was either being a nurse or being a teacher. Well, I got admitted into a teaching training college, but then I was offered French as my main program. I found that very interesting but difficult. So then I decided to take the other alternative, which is nursing. And being a male, I was very limited. I decided to pursue mental health nursing due to its specialty. In my first year, the complexity of the brain and how it works really made me fall in love with it even more. I think the foundation of my education was very helpful. It fortified me to face every challenge I'm facing in this profession right now. I was very fortunate to have my internship in one of the Sisters Hospitalarias centers in Dompoase, Ghana, where I was able to have supervisors at the time who played an important role, which has been very beneficial to me up till today. Well, in Monrovia, there's only one recognized mental health facility which is owned by the government and renders services to the whole population, over 4 million Liberians. Sisters Hospitalarias exclusively attends to women, and that ensures security and reduces vulnerability of women living with mental health illnesses. Well, the serenity of our compound and the empathy of professionals that we have ensure that the care we provide is patient-centered. One of the biggest challenges that patients face when reintegrating into the community after discharge is stigma. I believe this is a global phenomenon, but however, in the continent where we live, we are preoccupied with the belief that there is a form of spirituality attached to mental illness. Persons who suffer this illness are seen as outcasts, they are different, they are excluded from the society. And with this, it distorts the zeal to comply with treatments because it makes the patient shy away and then end up relapsing. The stigma surrounding mental illness can prevent people from seeking help. So we all need to create a culture that encourages openness, understanding, and supports people suffering or living with mental health issues. The Empowerment and Business Mentoring Program, which is running in our center here in Monrovia. And this empowerment program ensures that patients are enrolled into a business or have a job as part of their rehabilitation. Now, with an internal research conducted, we realized that patients who have a job reduces the rate of relapse to 25%. Working with persons living with various forms of mental health conditions requires empathy, compassion, and commitment. These, I believe, align with the values of the Sisters Hospitalarias congregation. Families and communities play a vital role by providing emotional, practical, and social support. Families who understand the concept of this illness, prioritizing that it requires long-term treatment, help their relatives or patients by reminding them to take medication, attend monthly follow-up appointments, and to be able to monitor their condition. But there are so many myths about mental illness, both in Ghana and in Liberia, that usually dispels through our work. Many people view mental disorders as divine punishment for sins or immoral behavior. And this leads to stigma and rejection instead of support and treatment. There are others who perceive that every mentally ill person is aggressive. But then, in real sense, people who suffer from depression, who have a very low mood and lost pleasure in activities, feeling weak, feeling sad, experiencing extreme feelings of hopelessness and all of that, do not have the energy to engage in any physical activity, and so they are not aggressive. And this myth has led to unnecessary fear and discrimination. Many people believe that once someone develops a mental health illness, they are beyond help. But then in reality, with proper medical care, therapy, and support, people can manage their condition and live fulfilling lives, like we have seen here at the Sisters Hospitalarias Center in Monrovia, where most of our patients who return for monthly follow-up consultation have their jobs either in the empowerment program or working privately at their various domains. I wish people knew more about mental health and its importance, and to know that mental health or mental illness is just as important as physical health, and that it's essential to prioritize it. Everyone has a mental health, just like everyone has a physical health. Mental illness is not a sign of weakness or a personality flaw. It's a medical condition, a chronic medical condition that requires treatments just like diabetes, hypertension, or heart diseases. Well, I would like people listening to me to know about my experience, in the sense that in Liberia, while traditional and spiritual healers play a significant role in many of our African communities, mental health conditions often require medical intervention, including therapy and medication. A combination of a multidisciplinary approach is very beneficial, but for people to ignore signs and engage themselves in spiritual or non-conventional treatments can be very harmful to the human body.